Hey everyone, my name is Courtney. It's time to make some one-of-a-kind fall DIYs. Let's get crafting. Grab one of these wall decor pieces from Dollar Tree. I've seen two versions this year, a pumpkin one and a leaf one. Either one will work for this project. I started by taking off the twine and the beads and then grabbed some orange paint and painted the entire thing orange and then realized, hey Courtney, the stem needs to be brown. So I went back in and painted the stem with brown paint. Now at this next step, just to kind of show you how my brain works when I'm doing projects, I pulled all the things. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted this project to go. I had all kinds of different little mini pom-poms. I pulled different sizes of twine because this pumpkin has kind of some grooves in it, and I didn't know if attaching pom-poms into those grooves would make them kind of sink down. In the end, you cannot tell at all, but y'all, I was all over the place. I thought, okay, maybe I'll put twine in the grooves of the pumpkin. And so I went through all kinds of different things. I went through many different colors of pom-poms. It was a whole thing. And then I was like, Courtney, get your life together and just commit. So what I ended up doing was I started with just these orange pom-poms that I got on Amazon in this huge bucket. I will link everything in today's video down below in the description box, as well as pin it to the first comment to make it easier for you to find. And I started with the groove using some hot glue. I went in and just started gluing down my pom-poms. So I started first, like I said, with all the grooves, because I wanted to make sure I kind of had that curve. And then from there, I started filling in the rest of the pumpkin with mini pom-poms, just using hot glue to get those attached. So here is what it's looking like right now, but we need to finish it off and just get all those little extra details done. And for that, we want to add some pom-poms along the edge of the pumpkin. So I'm going to go in with some brown and just hot glue brown pom-poms on the stem of this, and then go all the way around the pumpkin, gluing some more of those orange pom-poms on there. It's just one kind of singular row all the way around. And now we have made ourselves a cozy mug coaster. Notice that I said mug. I would not put drinks on this that tend to sweat. This is just for those cups of coffee, cups of tea, cups of hot cocoa. And now we need to finish it off. So one thing I would recommend is to do this step before you add the pom-poms to your pumpkin, and that is just to add some of this cork to the back. This is just one of those little cork sheets from Dollar Tree. That's a sticker. So I just did my best to kind of size it, and then I trimmed it down, stuck that to the back of my coaster. And then the final step was to spray some Scotch Guard on the pom-poms just to protect them from stains. I usually like to do this on these types of projects. It's optional, but I would recommend that. And now you've got yourself a cozy mug coaster.
Gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out.
Drop into Dollar Tree and pick up a 2-pack of these flat canvases along with a pack of these wooden apples, also from Dollar Tree. The first thing I did was take my miter shears and trim off the stem and leaf of each of these apples. Then taking some Gorilla wood filler, I filled in the holes on the apples, and then it was time to get painting. I painted one of the apples green and one of them red. Grab those brown glue sticks if you're an Insider Creative Club member and get my weekly emails. You know I kind of gave you a hint about needing that supply for the next couple of months. You also need some faux polymer clay sprinkles. So what you want to do is take that brown hot glue and we're going to apply it to the tops of the apples. Now do not worry if this gets clumpy, if it starts to harden, if it looks all willy-nilly, wonky, because the trick to this, getting it to get all smooth and look like melted chocolate, is once you've applied all of the hot glue, just take your heat gun and run it across, and it will start to make it a seamless, smooth surface that looks like hot glue. Well, it does look like hot glue, but it is melted chocolate. Melted chocolate, but it still looks like melted chocolate. You definitely could use puff paint. I know some people use that. I just prefer the glue because it has that sheen, and I just feel like it's a little more realistic looking. Once you have smoothed out the hot glue with your heat gun, then take those faux sprinkles and drop them in there. It's probably a good idea to have a pair of tweezers to kind of place some if you need to do that, but do this to both of the apples. The next thing you need to do is glue 2 popsicle sticks, one to each of the apples. I just flip them over over and kind of glued the popsicle stick about halfway up the back of the apple, and did that to both the apples. Then taking some green and white checked ribbon, as well as some red and white checked ribbon and some twine, I tied bows and decided to put the green and white checked with the red apple and the red checked with the green apple. And then I also tied a little bow with twine and hot glued that to the popsicle sticks on these apples. The last step was just to attach these to your white canvases. And these cute little signs would be great on their own in the kitchen as decor, but if you wanted to pull together a gift basket, you could make that caramel apple charcuterie board that I made last year. I will link that video down below. You could put all the toppings in the basket and then make these cute little signs to put in there, and it would just be the cutest little gift basket.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today, and I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees.
Now this coffee cup sign from Dollar Tree, this is the first year I've seen it. It is quite large, and when I saw it, I thought, okay, we're gonna do something really fun with this. If you see it, grab several because you can make this for so many different seasons. The first thing you have to do is pry off the little coffee cup sleeve. Using your heat gun, it will come off. It does take a little while, and when I finally got it off, I destroyed mine, but I pieced it back together. I was able to pry the pieces that were left behind, kind of hot glue it and make it work. You definitely could just kind of get rid of the ridges in there if you wanted to, or you could cover this up. You don't have to keep this, but you as is, meaning the pumpkin cut out in it, but you do need this piece removed. And to do that, I just used my heat gun. I love this heat gun. It's on a stand, so that's very helpful. I was able to kind of just maneuver it around the heat gun, but like I said, it did take quite a while because I don't know what Dollar Tree uses for their glue, but it is very strong. Now, for the next step, there's lots of options. You could leave this as is, the color that it is. You could stain it, you could paint it, you could add scrapbook paper. So I started by painting it, and I painted the cup portion, the bottom part orange, painted the lid white, and then I decided, oh, you know what, I have some really fun scrapbook paper. So you don't need to paint this and then add scrapbook paper, you just need to commit to one of them. But I really didn't know at this point what vibe I was going with, so that's why you're seeing me paint it first. So here is the scrapbook paper that I had. It came in a pack from Hobby Lobby, and all I did was take the coffee cup and trace it onto the back of the scrapbook paper. I cut it out, and then I kind of placed it to trim the extra part at the top to make it kind of sink in or fit nicely with the lid. I did leave the lid painted white. I didn't add anything to that. And then I used a glue stick to get the scrapbook paper attached to my cup. For the coffee cup sleeve, I did take some orange paint and I gave it a good coat of the paint. Now you need to grab yourself some popsicle sticks. I had these that were already orange, so that is why I'm using them. And what this is going to turn into is a gift card holder. So we're going to be attaching these popsicle sticks to the back of this little coffee sleeve so that we're able to slide a gift card down into it. And what you want to do is you're going to attach a popsicle stick. I'm just using 10 snips because it's easier to cut these popsicle sticks sometimes with 10 snips. And you want to cut them down so that you can put a popsicle on each side of this little coffee sleeve along with the bottom, and then it'll kind of lift up from the main coffee sign, allowing you to slide a gift card down in there. So that is why I fought so hard for this pumpkin little window, I guess you could call it, so that you could see the gift card in there. If you cover it up, that's fine. Just make sure whoever you give it to knows that there's a gift card slipped in there. But I'm going to use some Gorilla Clear Grip, the strong adhesive glue, to get these attached. And then once those are attached and I figure out exactly where my gift card is going to slide, I do take some more popsicle sticks, I trim those down, and I add that so that there's kind of like a little, it's sized to the gift card, so the gift card will slide in perfectly and hold in one place. It won't move about inside of that little coffee cup sleeve, if that makes sense. Time to add the finishing touches. So I hot glued down my coffee cup sleeve to this, and then I took a paint marker and I just went in on the lid and just added some lines to kind of define it and give it a few details. Then I had filled in the hole on this with some wood filler, but decided, you know what, I want the hole back. So I poked through that and grabbed a cardboard tag that I had and just hand wrote a little tag and tied that up to there. And then the last thing you need is just to put a gift card in here. And again, you could make this for all the different seasons. It's such a cute way to give gift cards.
Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke.
Grab a mason jar and start to wrap it with your choice of material. You can use twine, you could use yarn, you could use ribbon, you could use rope here. I just found this big spool of this really nice rope that I got on Amazon. It actually works out to be way cheaper than Dollar Tree. It's very good quality. So I'm going to start by wrapping this, and I want to start at the top. I'm not going to wrap the, I guess, lip of the jar, but I will start with some hot glue and start securing it, at least that first wrap around, and then as I go down, I will secure it here and there using some hot glue. Now grab a couple different fabrics. This mushroom one was from Dollar Tree. The orange polka dot one was from Hobby Lobby. Grab some felt, whatever you have. I'm going to use 3 different things here. So I'm going to use a strip of this mushroom fabric that I cut about 1 inch wide, and you want enough that will wrap around the top of the jar, plus it kind of hangs down a little bit. So it's just going to depend on what size jar you use as far as how long your piece of fabric needs to be. And the more this gets roughed up, the better. So I just cut a strip of this one, a strip of the polka dot one, and then for the felt, I had some leftover scraps from when I made those napkin rings, so I just glued 2 pieces of felt together. And once I got all the strips, I started with the polka dot one and I secured it to the back of what's going to be the back of the jar, and I wrapped it around and then just kind of crisscrossed it and tacked it with some hot glue. Then I did the same thing with the felt. I stacked that on top. I tacked it to the back and then crisscrossed it, tacked it with hot glue, and then I did the same with the mushroom fabric. Once that was done, at this point you can fray it, you can cut it up. I kind of ripped some of the pieces of fabric. You want to get it to a kind of shabby chic homespun type vibe. I found these 2 packs, they're calling them burlap stickers, at Dollar Tree, and decided to go with the one that had the more loopy petals. And pulling a yellow felt leaf that I had in my stash that originally came from Hobby Lobby, I just glued that to the jar, glued my flower to the jar, and now I've got a different way to display some fall florals.
And I will try to fix what has been broken and take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold.
Time to make a wreath. So I had this part of a hoop left over, and at first I thought I could snap that gray part off, and then I went ahead and cut it with my miter shears, glued the 2 pieces together, and then took some painter's tape to kind of secure it and make sure that it wouldn't pop apart. Now that I've got a nice complete hoop that I can use, I grabbed several different colors of felt, just fall colors, and started to just cut leaves freehanded. I didn't use a pattern. I didn't really make them all the same size. The main thing you want to make sure you do when you cut the leaves, though, is at the base of the leaf, you want to make sure to have a nice wide section so that you can easily wrap it around the hoop. Now, when you put these leaves on the hoop, you're just going to use some hot glue and just pinch them around. Just do the base of the leaf, put the glue down there, and I started just with my first, I guess, layer of leaves, and I went all the way around until the hoop was completely covered with these leaves. And then from there, I just started to attach more leaves. There was no rhyme or reason. The more leaves you add, the better it will look. And I just started to do that until I got it looking how I wanted to. You could go in and add some wooden beads as berries if you wanted to. You could also make a smaller version of this and use it around a candle if you've got that. But here's just a simple fall wreath that will add a little bit of fall color to your home.
Listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken, and I'll let my mind be carried by the waves.
That's going to wrap up another round of fall DIYs. Let me know down below which one of these projects was your favorite. Also, last time in my get to know you guys better, you guys left TV series, and there were so many that I have not watched yet that I have now added to my watch list. So today's question to get to know you guys better is, what is your favorite song? Now, I know you could probably have a million bazillion as I do, but for now, I would probably have to say for me, Tennessee Whiskey. Like, I love Chris Stapleton, and no matter what, anytime that song comes on, I just instantly just feel all the feels. I just absolutely love that song. So let me know one of your favorite songs down below in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Here are some more videos you might want to check out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh.